Every time I have a record, I'm gonna figure out how much time it takes me to do an in-studio video. I'm gonna write my lyrics down and I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna become a member of Music Match where I can upload my lyrics, and then once I upload my lyrics, guess what I could do? I could download lyric videos from Music Match, right? I'm gonna download the lyric video and I'm gonna have that put to the side. I'm gonna get my cover, I'm gonna make me a visualize. You wanna know why? Because
I got the cheat code to the street, gotta make shit in my family. I get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They should've never let me out of lease. Stop all the cap, I'm just trying to see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it made me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a kingpin. And when the day we got no.
We're rolling.
Dirty Minds, man. You guys are despicable, bro. I know y'all think I'm despicable, man. And my writer's block hoodie, too, that is so velvety soft.
I said I stopped.
And buttery smooth,
I
man.
stopped eating red meat and seafood.
And
How do you feel?
I appreciate it.
And I feel great. I've been eating more
You
greens.
have more energy?
More energy.
How are you replacing the protein that
I'm doing chicken. I'm eating my vitamins.
Okay. It's important.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know yet. I just do know that I'm feeling 1,000 times better.
That's amazing.
Because I was feeling real sluggish and I was feeling real lazy and poorish. I don't know, like my health felt poor.
Plus, you do a lot of ripping and running. You're a nighttime guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're
And
out
I'm
in the
talking-
crazy
you talking someone that
hours.
was
You're in
getting, like,
clubs, people coughing all over you all over the time.
tails,
Yeah.
So you were
lobster
being
bisque.
bougie.
You were living.
So hold on a second, bro. Did you lose a job or something? Because
I was
people say
eating-
they going, I don't want to diet.
I was
Me
eating
and my wife
Papados. I was
realized
eating
that translates
Papados.
to
And
I'm
you know how
broke.
it's a full
People go on
spread.
diets like
I
3
miss
days after they
Papados.
paid all their bills. All of a sudden they're vegan
weeks
for
in.
11 days.
Right.
Then they get a steak and it's like, oh, I'm going to go treat myself. And the next thing you know, a whole pack of pork chops and oxtail.
But you
No,
know what's
no,
funny?
no.
When you get to a certain
I don't want
level
to anymore.
of wealth, all of a sudden your health becomes the focus as opposed to the money. You're not chasing money anymore. You're chasing health. You're
And I
trying
was
to
eating very poorly
feel
'cause
better, and you want to live longer.
This is the best. This is the time I can eat whatever I want, and I have been doing that, and that's That's the most
It's
terrible.
a terrible idea. Yeah.
It's all bad. So
Yeah.
I've been
I'm
disciplined.
You changed your diet too.
Yes
More
and no.
salads.
I think my wife is she helps me regulate my diet, and she makes sure that I eat because I'll forget to eat. As
too.
crazy as that may sound, I'll get up in the
do
morning.
too.
I can go, and I know this is probably not healthy, and you guys are probably going to kill me in the comments. I'll probably get up in the morning time and I'll slam a pot of coffee. I'll slam a pot of coffee, and if she doesn't remind me to eat in the midst of that pot, I'll probably go put another pot on and keep it going.
Oh, wow.
And not even think about it, because once I'm in a task or I'm in a mode, I'm talking about learning and why I find it's fun to me. Like now that I understand, when I was in school, I didn't understand why I needed to learn algebra. But if they'd have told me, hey, bro, in 20 years, there's going to be this thing called the social media, and you're going to want to learn how the algorithm works. And the algorithm is all algebra. So trust this shit now, and it'll help make you a millionaire 20 years from now. If they'd have told me then, I might have listened. You know what I mean? But I might have not. But moral of the story is now that I understand what I'm learning, what it unlocks, what could be the root of it. You know, me and Wendy, we have talks about some of our clients that we may have in common, where sometimes they may have a profile issue or some type of lyrics or a song issue. And then she and I will sit around and we'll spar as to what could be some of the causes of it. And then we'll reverse engineer it, or we'll get down to where it could be one of 2 or 3 things. And then through diligence, we'll finally get a result, and it'll be one of those that we had dog-eared or identified. And it's okay. Now we're getting closer to proving our method, to identifying the problems, to being able to correct the problems. Which I was like, we talked about with AI. Well, I was so excited about it. How do you get
And
to
you still
find the
are.
bugs?
And thank you
give
for
10 million people the chance to use it.
because I use Chat GPT a lot
Yes, you should.
for scheduling.
Yeah.
You should. You should
especially
use
like-
all of the AI
For everything.
programs. You should learn to use all of AI programs. If AI intimidates you, it's okay. It's because you don't understand it.
Right.
Read. Calm down. There's different tiers. There's the free one. There's the pay one. The pay one, you only get 3 hours and 40 prompts. There's different ones that you can do different things with, and they connect in different ways. Don't be afraid to try something new that's only going to help you.
That's real.
You
You,
know what I
notice
mean?
they changed the name of Bard to
Yes,
Gemini.
they did the Gemini.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Gemini.
I do
I don't
think-
know how I felt about Bard anyways.
It was too Shakespearean for me.
I do. I agree.
Yeah, whatever. Now, but now with most of the programs now, like AI has infiltrated YouTube now to where now they're having the AI suggestions. And
Yes.
I don't know if you guys see this, but they have AI suggestions in comments and in
Yes.
descriptions and stuff
Yes.
like that, to where now they're taking the guessing game out of it, because newsflash, these platforms are tired of stuff not being tagged or listed correctly on their website.
Correct.
They have to pay for that video that nobody watches to sit there.
Yeah.
Somebody has to pay for that server space.
And it's
not
expensive.
free. Yeah, it's not
server space.
infinite.
Yeah.
All of that stuff matters. Shout out to Waka Flocka. I was one of the first artists that kind of opened my eyes to servers in the hip hop industry. It hadn't even come across my radar.
Really?
Until I bumped into him in a parking lot one day at one of the at B100. Shout out to Deb Atney. She had her radio station going on. We had went out there to go link in with DJ Waffle. Shout out DJ Waffles. And we had bumped into Waka. It was me, Bigger, and somebody else. We had bumped into Waka in the parking lot. And we were talking about one thing or another. And he's like, yeah, man, I got these music servers, these servers that I'm invested in, man. I would love to sit down and talk with you some more about it. And it kind of blew my mind, like, servers? And I walked away like, Waka Flocka doing this. Servers. Internet real estate. You're genius.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was just like some of those moments have happened and realized. And that's why I say education at this phase of what I'm doing, it's so fun, bro, because it means that I now know what to do to get something further.
And you're doing it at stay ahead pace.
We have to.
Yeah.
We have to move with the culture. If not, we get left behind.
And I think we don't move with the culture. We have to move ahead of the culture.
Yeah.
Because we
Absolutely.
kind of have to see where it's going.
Yes.
Because if you don't,
And the only way to spot a trend is to have your eyes on things and to know when there's an anomaly, when there's a difference, when there's a change or a shift. The only way to know if there's something different or odd is to be able to know what it looks like when it's not. And that's where some of these artists don't understand the spikes. You can look at somebody's timeline and understand when they have a good record. A spike doesn't mean this is the record. Let's do it. No, a record, that means let's keep dropping. Because if we don't, they're going to fall.
Consistency.
And the minute they fall, then wherever we drop is going to bump them back up again. So if we're going on a small progression and we have a little dips, every time we do a little dip, we drop. But if we're waiting till we drop back down here to get up again, we may not get, that may have been our peak.
Yeah,
We
right.
may not get to that peak ever again.
Right.
And that's what most of these artists are chasing, is that peak. And they had a peak when they buzzed, or they had a peak with a hot record, or they had a peak with a hot feature, and they never bothered to get their business together. Or they never bothered to establish ownership. And now that they're on the back end of a music career, they're wondering where all their money went. Now, all of a sudden, they want to audit the label. You weren't auditing the label when you were getting $20,000 a show and you didn't know where any of the publishing money was going in. But now that all the money done ran out and you realized maybe somebody did something wrong, now you want to audit the label. And now you got to pay for the audit.
shout out to
And it might even be too late. Excuse me, I'm sorry,
you're good.
because in your contract it tells you when you can audit. You usually have 2 years,
And you gotta pay
or
for the
3
audit.
years, and you got to pay for the audit. So there's got to be enough money there for you to warrant that expense.
I believe it.
I was gonna say shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs. They were in 3 Super Bowls in the past 5 years. In each of those Super Bowls, they were down by 10, and they made in-game adjustments. And won. And I think that people tend to forget to do that. They tend to forget to make adjustments.
You
'Cause
have
you can
to.
make adjustments.
You have to
in
tweak
the game.
the whole way, yes.
In the
But
You have to
can
react.
make an adjustment.
Yes.
You do
React.
understand that to make an in-game adjustment, you must have first had a game plan.
Correct.
Right.
This is
You
correct.
didn't walk out there like, okay, y'all, a break. I want you to go down to the Chevy and make a left at the Gatorade cooler, count 3 steps, and come on in for a curl pattern. That never happened. They had a book about this big, and they studied that book for about 2 weeks of every possible scenario.
Yep.
And then when it got to the page 76, paragraph 3B, down by 3 points in the Super Bowl, in the overtime on the 4th quarter, do a pick and roll and come out to the side and throw a little dunk in the end zone. Game over. That's
over.
it. Go home. They made an in-game adjustment, but first they must have had a game plan for Rari.
Correct.
How many of these artists don't have a game? How many of these artists don't know what a super fan is, let alone where
a
to
plan
identify one or
or how
locate
to
or to
find
plan
them.
for one?
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Plan for one, identify one. Who are they? Where are they from? What type of fans are they? What type of songs
That's
do they
how you
like
put a
from
plan
you?
together.
Apple Music, Apple Artists for Music. When you click on Apple Artists for Music, there are several categories. It
I
gives
mean,
you.
don't
It
get.
gives you
I get
promote,
frustrated. That's a trigger for
profile,
me.
and artist content. What is?
Talking about this because you would think that that's what you want if you're an artist.
That's
But
why
in
they have
reality-
managers, but their momager or their dadager doesn't have the foggiest
Clue.
freaking idea.
But they'll go into the studio and just do the music and think that's it, and then they'll go pop a pill and go take a nap.
1%.
Now they're asleep for 8 hours. They're gone for 8 hours when they could have been up replying to DMs, replying to Instagram.
Finding
When they could have been up
finding
on
fans.
Apple Music
Yeah.
and putting up graphics. Did you know that
Like-
Apple Artists allows you to generate a link that link is only generated inside of Apple for Artists on your app, in your profile.
You know what I want?
That if you share that link with people and they click on it, it lets Apple know that they are potentially super fans and will then share more of your
You know
content
what I
to
want,
that
Kingpin,
person.
Wendy Day? I want artists, DJs, whoever. I want you to get up and clock in, man. God.
Like treat it like a job.
Treat it like a job. Get up every day and figure out what is it that you have going on that you can take to the next level, and do it every day.
Can I make a helpful suggestion to add to that?
Please.
So they should get up and enact the plan. But if you figure out the plan the night before, like before you go to bed, and you make a list of everything you want to accomplish that next day, when you get up and you have purpose, it's so much easier than if you just wake up and say, okay, what am I going to do today? And then you start doing, like, make that plan ahead of time and then get up and live your day.
Prior proper planning
so much
prevents piss poor performance. If you have a day of the week that you're going to drop your record on, identify that day of the week and then justify it. I will tell you, if it's a Saturday or a Sunday, you've already miscalculated. Those are the two slowest streaming days of the week. If you do not have a catalog of music, you shouldn't be dropping music on Fridays. That's reserved for catalog artists and people that have something worth talking about.
Correct.
Unless you have a budget to come out the gate swinging, don't drop on Monday, because Monday we're talking about everything that happened over the weekend. Like Usher performing at the Super Bowl, Beyonce dropping
not
2 new
thinking about
singles
you.
and all of that other. That gives
Country
us Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Thank you.
Well, if I haven't dropped a whole bunch of music and I've only got a few songs, I don't want to drop on Thursdays. You want to know why? Because on the weeks that I'm not dropping music, I'm going to use Throwback Thursday to reintroduce the records that I've already put out
Sounds
that
good.
people haven't heard.
Sounds like a plan.
And then I'm going to drop records
Does
on
sound like a plan,
Wednesdays or
doesn't it?
Tuesdays.
How about that?
And then I'm going to drop a record every time I have a record. I'm going to figure out how much time it takes me to do it in studio video. I'm going to write my lyrics down, and I'm going to subscribe, and I'm going to become a member of Music Match, where I can upload my lyrics. And then once I upload my lyrics, guess what I could do? I could download lyric videos from Music Match, right? I'm going to download the lyric video, and I'm going to have that put to the side. I'm going to get my cover. I'm going to make me a visualize. You want to know why? Because Apple Music allows me to use motion covers. And then the motion cover allows me to create a visualize. You know what the visualizer is?
And the
That's
percentage
audio video.
of additional
65% has been
There we go.
retained.
There we go.
Six people in the midget watch your videos longer because of that little dance and video in there. Then you're going to have that motion cover. That's going to create your visualizer. That visualizer now gives you a basis to have something for another lyric video if you needed to. I'm going to have all of these pieces, and the sooner I get all of this done, guess what I get to do? I get to measure and write down how long it took me. You want to know why? Because the next time I put out a record, I can't put it out until I have what?
All that stuff
everything
done.
that I did on this list.
Absolutely.
And then all the stuff that I forgot to do. That's why I wrote it down here. Forgot to do. See down here on my list, there's a little star. It says forgot to do the last time. I got to do that for this one. Because when I do this next one, I'm going to forget to do. And I'm going to put some stars at the bottom of that list too. It says forgot to do for this one. And make sure I do it for the next one. And unless you're willing to commit to that, what the are you doing?
Well, the great thing is now
Nothing.
you can
Just
you
making
can
music.
measure
That's it.
yourself
Salute.
against it's like
Pisses me off.
you have something that you can look at that's tangible and say, okay, here's how I did it. What are the results? Here's how I did this. Oh, the results are better. I did more. Okay. Here it didn't work so well. It gives me the opportunity to go in and tweak my own work so that I can be the best me that I can be when I'm putting out music.
And you know, most of these guys understand the concept because most artists nowadays have played video games. So they beat a video game and then they try to go back and beat it faster. And they
Right.
try to learn all the tricks and they learn the codes and they learn all the other stuff. Most of the stuff that is required, you've been participating in or you've done
in your
I
life.
said nobody ever bothered to tell me that I would be needing percentages and graphs. When I was in the 6th and 7th grade and they were trying to explain to me what a pie chart was, I never thought that in my 40s I would have to have that to show another 40-year-old, this is where the majority of your money is being wasted. Only this little piece of the pie is, I never
Is
thought
working.
that I would have to.
Yeah.
And that's why learning to me is cool now, bro, because I understand what I'm learning and I just have to figure out a way. And I'm thankful that you guys are like-minded, that we want to figure out a way to be able to take what we have learned and teach them.
Yes.
Because if these guys don't pick up microphones tomorrow, we're out of business today.
I'm even going to take it a step further and say, don't just listen to what we're saying. Like, go and seek more.
Yeah.
Because there's a chance that you may misunderstand something, or in the midst of passion, we say something incorrectly, or we say something where we should have gone deeper and further and we didn't. So use this as a starting point. Did you say pause?
Yes.
But Wendy can't pause though.
She went deeper and
I
further.
went deeper and further. I like it deeper.
Pause alone. No, listen. At the end of the day, no deposit, no return. And if you don't put anything into this music business, then you shouldn't be demanding anything out of it. And the more you put into it blindly, the less you're going to get out of it.
And if you don't want to put into it and someone does it for you, be prepared
You
to
don't own
fork
nothing.
over the lion's share.
The
You don't own
lion's
nothing.
share.
You don't own nothing. Isn't
the
that the way
money.
it should be?
The lion's
If
share.
I got to do it
of
for
the
you,
money.
why should you get more than me?
Exactly.
What part of the game is that, bro? Fair. Fair is a place where they judge,
Judge
pigs,
pigs.
my boy.
We need a T-shirt that says that.
Fair. That's
Seriously.
not right.
Pigs with wings.
What about it makes it wrong?
Can we do wings on the pigs?
We can.
Man, listen, holy cow.
When pigs fly.
We need to get the holy cow, man.
Cow
Our
with the
promo's better
halo
than
on
yours.
it?
Yeah, with the halo on the wings, man. Holy cow, your podcast sucks. Listen, man, at the end of the day, bro, we get together and we give y'all this information because, number one, we love talking with each other. I love talking with you guys. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And we have mutual clients.
And
We're
I
always
need a
trying
good
to
laugh.
one up each other.
Wait.
And this gives me
It
balance.
also is a good laugh.
This is my
It is a good
output.
laugh. Yeah.
If I didn't have this, I would probably be a drunk, beating up on people and be
Stop.
very mad because I'm able to come here and I'm able to sometimes I feel overly emotional about some things. And after I talk to you guys about them, I was able to realize where I may have erred in judgment, and it gives me a balance. So
That's
I
awesome.
thank you guys not only for being an outlet that I can use to help reach more people, but to being a way that I let off and vent some of my frustration.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
because
I
you
love
guys aren't going to take
I love that.
my ill feelings or the way I may feel about the business right now and use it against me. You
Never.
guys know I'm speaking from a place of betterment because that's what
Always.
I want. That's why I have
know
my
your
do it
intention.
for the culture sweater and because I want to do it for the culture. I want to
for
move
sure.
the culture forward. Hip hop has helped me provide for my family. I love you, hip hop. My kids eat
And-
every day because of hip hop.
And again, this all started with a conversation. I remember I was venting to Wendy about somebody, and then I had to call Kingpin about somebody. And I was dying laughing with both of you guys. I was like, wait a minute, this is a podcast.
This might have something to it.
Could we just sit? That's why our first episode is like 48 minutes long or something like that. Because we just
We're
literally
over
sat down and
100.
talked.
And this year is going to be the year of elevation for the podcast and for us collectively.
Yeah.
So I'm excited at what's going to come for us. I don't anticipate us being in this same spot, whether room situation in the next 3 months that we are in now.
Right.
I think we're going to grow. I think some amazing things are going to happen for us. And I think the people that we have wanted to motivate have heard an episode. And I think that has already started the chain reaction that's going to help burn this to the ground and rebuild it fresh. And
You
that
mean the
starts
industry.
with 2 coffee cups.
You mean the industry?
Yes.
Yeah, burn the industry.
Absolutely.
To the
They're going to
ground.
burn it to the ground.
Yeah.
They're burning it to the ground, and they're going to build it back up because it was a flawed business model that nobody understood.
It just needs to be disrupted.
was
Again,
a flawed business model that nobody
it's-
understood.
It's time. Like I've been doing this a long time, and I see the changes that we've made over the past 32 years, and this is the longest it's ever been in a phase. So it's just time.
Yeah. Shout out to the Russells and shout out to Tumas and shout out to IDKs and
Yep.
all of these people that they're disruptors.
Yes.
And it's not that they're
Yes.
not causing ripples.
And they're comfortable.
They're just breaking
being
the norm.
alone. They're
breaking the norm.
comfortable leading us, and I love that.
Thank you guys. Hip hop needs you.
Cheat code.
Peace.
You need 2 cups.